Another I don't care what episode this is today. We just gonna catch a whole vibe of impossibilities. Clear your head and just relax, cause we're gonna take a ride, and it's gonna be impossible. And we starting out with HT or Harriet Tubman. Okay, and her story is she was born in 1820 or 1822 in Maryland, and at the age of 12, she was hit in the head with a 2 pound weight, leaving her with a lifetime of severe headaches and narcolepsy. Although slaves were not legally allowed to marry, Tubman entered into a marital union with John Tubman, a free black man, in 1844. She took his name and dubbed herself Harriet. Okay, so Harriet Tubman then went on to free a whole bunch of slaves and marry a couple of people, a couple of other people. Now, I was confused because they said she got hit in the head with a 2 pound weight and had narcolepsy. So I was like, I must be tripping and I must not know what narcolepsy is because let me Google it because I must be. And narcolepsy is a chronic sleep disorder characterized by overwhelming daytime drowsiness and sudden attacks of sleep. People with narcolepsy often find it difficult to stay awake for long periods of time, regardless of the circumstances. Narcolepsy can cause serious disruption in your daytime routine. Sometimes narcolepsy can be accompanied by a sudden loss of muscle tone, which can be triggered by a strong emotion. Narcolepsy that occurs with so narcolepsy is when you fall asleep. Narcolepsy is a chronic condition for which there is no cure. So once she had narcolepsy at 12, she just had overwhelming drowsiness and sudden attacks of sleep. That means she would just fall out sleep in the daytime all the time. Harriet Tubman is falling asleep. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Listen, people. We just vibing. Hey, cool out. Cool out. We just vibing. We just, hey, I got excited. Let me calm down. No, I got it. That's on me. I got excited, you know. So I'm gonna cool out. Listen, this is the Underground Railroad map that Tubbs used with narcolepsy. And somebody just took a red pen and literally just scribbled on this. What are we doing? I'm an adult. And you can't just listen. Somebody just took what the hell is all this red line over here? And this is the Underground Railroad. Tubbs was born in Maryland. So Tubbs, who couldn't read or write, knew about what was going on in Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. How did she know this information? How did she know this? What are we doing? Look at this map of the Underground Railroad. They couldn't redraw this map. You can't go to no sites on this map. This is not even a thing. What are they talking about? And I like this one right here. Let me close in on it. I like this one right here from Chester. How they just beeline it to the Lake Michigan, man. Just all that straight across the middle of open land and beeline. I like all these. They was like on this one they said take a left up here and then just get on a boat right here. I don't know. This is a dead end. All these dead end goddamn tubs. What's happening? And why would you loop around and come back into slavery? Bro, bro got on the down boat in Lake Michigan, and then this came right back into slavery and went to Fort Wayne. Oh my goodness, this. is amazing. I don't know what's happening. All right, but anyway, this is the amazing underground, and I wanted to know was the Underground Railroad like actually underground? And it says the Underground Railroad was metaphorically, not literally. It was not an actual railroad. All right, so these people was going house to house, right? Trusting white people all along. You would have got hung, man. You not had 300, and she was a spy. I left that out. Harriet Tubman had narcolepsy. She did all these, remembered all this, and never just like on none of her missions went to sleep. She never, narcolepsy didn't affect her being a spy. Like, let's read up on Tubbs. Tubman was never caught and never lost a passenger. Never. She participated in other anti-slavery efforts. Oh my goodness. What else she do? Let's get some more. Tubman got married. No, Tubman did something else. There we go. Here we go. She would rather the streets. I know she was a spy. Y'all know, y'all heard Tubbs was a spy. I'm not talking about it. But Tubbs had narcolepsy and severe headaches, and somehow she managed to free 300 slaves, be a nurse. Uh, Tubman, yeah, here it is. Right. Tubman often transformed herself into an aged woman. She would wander the streets of the Confederate control and learn from the enslaved population about Confederate troop placements, and supply lines. Tubman helped many of the individuals find food, shelter, and even jobs in the North. She also became a respected guerrilla optimist. Shit, I messed it up. As a nurse, Tubman dispensed herbal remedies to black and white soldiers dying from it. So Tubman was finding people jobs. Tubman helped people find food, shelter. Tubbs did it all. She was a guerrilla optimizer. You know, Tubbs did everything. Tubbs did it all, and possibly with narcolepsy. But if you think what Tubbs did was great with narcolepsy, watch what Helen Keller do being blind and deaf. Oh, Kells told Harriet Tubman to hold her bill. She was like, "You was a slave and you did that with narcolepsy. Watch what I do, being blind and deaf." So let's get into Helen Keller. It's just a vibe. Calm down. We just vibing. We're just vibing. Just listen. I'm just stating facts to you. That's impossible. Keller was afflicted at the age of 19 months with an illness, possibly scarlet fever, that left her blind and deaf. She was examined by Alexander Graham Bell at the age of 6. Who? Wait, wait, hold. Alexander Graham Bell. Is that the dude who got the Bell Company? That's another story for another day. I don't even know why I'm here. Let's just get back to let's just get back to it. Let's not. Okay. As a result, he sent her a 20-year-old teacher, Anne Sullivan, from Perkins Institution for the Blind in Boston, which Bell's son. Okay. So at age of 19 months, she gets scarlet fever, right? Let's see, and goes deaf and blind. So let's Google whether scarlet fever causes deaf or blindness. Can scarlet fever affect hearing? There is no relationship between hearing loss and history of chickenpox, measles, mumps, whatever that P word is, polio, fever, rubella, or scarlet fever. How do we know this? Sage Journal. What did they do? They did a whole study on it. And in that study, they found that scarlet fever didn't cause blindness. So Helen Keller is already batting 1,000 out the gate. 19 months, only baby to go deaf from scarlet fever. She's out the gate, 1 for 1. She's not done. She ain't done. We just vibing with history. It's impossible. So within months, so this lady, I'm not reading all this. This lady Ann Sullivan is gonna teach Helen Keller, how to read and write and all this stuff. So Helen Keller, who is blind and deaf, how are you teaching her? Like, just take a minute with yourself. We're gonna have 5, 10 seconds to ourselves. What we're gonna think. How could you teach somebody who can't hear you or see you? So they can't read your lips and they can't hear what you're saying. How are you gonna teach them anything? How are you gonna teach somebody that you can't communicate with in no way, shape, or form? Despite this, Helen Keller flew a plane. We just getting into it. I'm sorry. I can't hold back anymore. Kels was deaf and blind, and somehow she knew the dynamics of flying a plane. What are we talking? I'm disappointed. Then Kels said, I ain't done. Kels went on to write a book. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five. We gonna be here till I say 12. Helen Keller wrote 12 books. She is deaf and she is blind. Ladies and gentlemen, she wrote 12. She wrote 12 of them. 12 books Kels wrote. 12. She out here making quotes. Helen Keller got quotes. Let's see this quote that Kels kicked out. What we have once enjoyed, we can never lose. All that we love deeply becomes a part of us. Hashtag Kels. And this is just impossibilities. Helen Keller went on to do a lot more things, but flying a plane and writing 12 books, how can you go wrong? She flew a plane. She was deaf and blind. I guess she just had to. Are they serious? Is Helen Keller feeling? Just is this Helen Keller flying a plane? This can't be real. No, somebody else had a thought like me. There's some adults out there, and I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all. Helen Keller didn't fly no, allegedly. Okay, but she had scarlet fever that caused deaf and blindness. The doctors say impossible. She learned to read and write when she was deaf and blind. Impossible. She flew a plane when she was deaf and blind. Impossible. She wrote 12 books while she was deaf and blind. Impossible. Harriet Tubman had narcolepsy and freed 300 slaves. Impossible. She had narcolepsy and was a spy. Impossible. She never lost a slave. Impossible. All impossible. You have narcolepsy, Tubbs. I'm tired of talking to y'all. I'm out.